My name is Matt Cooey, and I'm the director of Spectrum Ministries.
So my name is Efren, and I've been with Spectrum Ministries for almost 40 years, I suppose. It was 1983.
My name is Paul Alvarado, and what's my role at Spectrum? I'd say I'm the children's ministry.
My name is Daniel Ochoa. People call me Danny. I've been working with Spectrum since like 5 years and 4 months now. I help to build houses.
Coming into a ministry that has so much history, this is the 40th anniversary of Spectrum as a nonprofit working in Mexico, and so just all the relationships that have been built during that time.
Spectrum Ministries has opened the doors because of our food distribution, which started many years ago, over 35 years ago, and that in turn brings the spiritual aspect of our ministry, that because we have open doors, we have friendship with the people, we can also then share the gospel.
That we're the light of the world, and we take the light to dark places, and that's exactly what we get to do. We get to go into very dark places and difficult places and get to bring hope and get to be part of some really awesome things.
I will say, besides helping people, blessing people, I will say that working with groups is one of the most fun parts for me, and one of the things that I love more, because I get to know new people.
Throughout the past 40 years, Spectrum has been a constant in many of these neighborhoods. We've worked generationally with families, and it's just been neat to kind of walk alongside these families, and these communities have grown. They've gone from being places where maybe there's no electricity and no paved roads, kids don't go to school, to some of that infrastructure coming about and being put in place. And Spectrum's kind of been with these families that whole time.
God's word doesn't come back empty. God works. Sometimes when God is working, it's in ways that we don't imagine, with people that we don't necessarily imagine. Maybe we don't catch on to what God's Spirit is doing inside of somebody's lives. And later on, when we see it come out in an overt fashion, when they come to Christ, when they make a decision, when God starts transforming their lives, it's something that's just amazing and impactful,
Former director of Spectrum Ministries, Pastor Warren, passed away a couple of years ago. I met Pastor Warren when I was 5 years old, and I used to live in an orphanage that is actually behind this building. And I met Pastor Warren. I met Pastor Juan, who also worked with Spectrum Ministries. Spectrum Ministries helped me with school. They helped me with, when I was growing up, they helped us to get some clothes, food.
COVID's been challenging. When it first happened, nobody really knew what to expect, and we thought it was going to be a very short-lived thing. Part of the talk was, maybe Spectrum just stops functioning for a little bit because we don't want to spread it. We don't want to, we just really didn't know what to expect. But that conversation lasted a very short time. We decided pretty early on that this was the time for Spectrum to continue to work. It was now more than ever. It was important to be able to be there for people, especially when they were out of work and there's no stimulus checks in Mexico.
In a sense, the way that it affects is that we are not as personal with people. That's something that goes against the Mexican culture, totally against the Mexican culture. We are a culture of touching, hugging, kissing in the cheeks. We are a culture of coming to my house and they don't care how poor they are or how filthy they may look to us. They invite us in. That has stopped completely.
It's been a very transformative kind of year because as we've gone in and we had to change the way we do ministry. We can't gather the people, so we go into the neighborhoods and take vehicles into the different neighborhoods and bring food in. And because we're going to the different neighborhoods and we're delivering the food or going down the streets and calling the people and doing a different kind of distribution, well, different people participate. So we meet a lot of new people over this last year. And even as we go forward, one of the open questions is, well, how do we proceed? Do we continue? How do we continue the relationships that we have with these people? Should some of these changes that we've made become permanent? These are a lot of the questions we're having because it's been a very transformative time in the way we go out and do ministry and the amount of people that we've been working with.
As for prayer, I would just say continued safety for our staff.
Because we are still involved with people. We still go where the people are and give food to them door to door.
We go into neighborhoods where you can have problems with people that are in illicit trades or people stealing or moving in. That's always an issue. That's always in the background.
People can help us through our webpage. Besides praying, which is super important, through our webpage, which is spectrumministries.org, and they have all our information there.
One thing I know is that we don't do this on our own. It's a team effort with the folks here on the ground and then the churches in the States. We come together and God uses us all to reach those in our neighborhoods for Him.
I like to say, I died, but now I'm alive.
So may God bless you guys where you are and keep your eyes on Him and may He bless you and continue to impact your lives and help you grow.
Thank you very much for trust in us, and thank you very much for all the support you guys are giving to us through all these years. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Big thank you.